What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of the Physical Media Rundown. We are going to go through all the Blu-rays and 4Ks that are coming out this week. And then we got a topic of discussion this evening as well I want to talk to you guys about. Put it right there in the title. Disney coming out with some ridiculously... we'll talk about how ridiculous it is. That's kind of what I want to talk about. They've got some releases, some 4K releases, both slipcover and steelbook, that are dropping this week that are not as expensive as some of their crazy steelbooks that have been come out in the past, but these are pretty standard. It seems like this is their new standard for how expensive their stuff's going to be, and it's the same price as Criterion, same price as a big boutique label. And I want to talk about, as collectors, because first I was like, that's ridiculous, but I was thinking about it, I was like, that's the same price as Criterion. Why am I okay with Criterion costing that much? But if it's just a standard studio label, it seems a little absurd to me. And I wanted to talk about that. I have my reasons, but I want to hear your reasons as well. I want to talk to you in the chat. We should have quite a bit of time to talk about that this evening because it's a smaller week. We've got some big releases, some big studio releases from Disney, also from some of the big boutique labels like Criterion and Eureka, and some other little hidden gems that I want to talk to you guys about tonight. So we'll get through all of that. We'll talk about the topic of discussion and anything else you guys want to talk about with movies or Blu-rays, 4Ks, physical media, and we'll have a good night of conversation. Hopefully you guys are here live with me. If not, if you're listening on the replay, always appreciate that as well. Let me know in the comments section if you enjoy watching these replays. Hit the like button if you can. Helps out the show. We shoot this every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's always a good time. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat and see who's here this evening. You guys were talking already. Like, when I hopped on, there was already a bunch of people here. Looks like I already missed some conversations, so that's cool. Glad you guys are hanging out. Let's see. I'm going to jump in right here. We got Internet User. We got JT. We got SLC in the house. Marty DMC. We got Henry here as always. Kevin House as well. Your Fiend, Mr. Jones. Michael Smith just says sup. Sup, Smith. Marty DMC, I too saw Lord of Illusions on its original theatrical run, the film that introduced the world to Famke Janssen. Oh, we're already talking about movies. Look at this. We got Numerical Code here. We got 12-pack. We got Dan's Den. Disney still cares about physical media. Yeah, apparently. They've jumped back on the bandwagon. They've realized that there's money to be taken from us nerds, and now they're back. Even though they kind of gave up, but now they're back. Jeffrey's here, another exciting week of releases, and even more exciting because tomorrow is my birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Jeffrey. Looking to pick up that Dr. Mabuse. Oh, interesting. We're going to talk about that tonight. That's a Eureka set. I'm also interested in that. We'll talk about it, but I'm also kind of interested in maybe picking that up. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into a couple new releases. I'll give you give you a second to think about this. Actually, we'll talk about the Disney ones first. How about we do that, and then we'll jump right into the topic. All right, switching over. First one, the big one, is Mufasa. But actually, it's pretty low on the list. I'm kind of happy how low it is on the list because I hated the first Lion King live action. I haven't liked any of the live action remakes in forever. So I was I'm not rooting for the movie to fail, but I am happy that there's a whole row of things ahead of it that people are more excited about. Speaking of the complete unknown right here on 4K, one that I missed from last year. I wanted to see it before the Oscars, but I didn't get a chance to. Look at this. Disney's putting it out. Not only are they putting it out, they're putting it out on 4K, which is never a given with Disney, because most of the last several years, all the Disney Oscar nominees only got Blu-rays. I think Poor Things only got a Blu-ray. Banshees of Inisherin only got a Blu-ray. At least Poor Things got a slipcover. Banshees didn't even get that. This is getting 4K and a slipcover. Look at this. We got a 4K copy. There's Timothée Chalamet right there on the front, filmed by James Mango. This is Fox Searchlight, so same thing as Banshees of Inisherin. I think Poor Things is Fox Searchlight too. All three formats. We got 4K, Blu-ray, digital, and the list price is $40. $40. Same price. Well, I guess the same price as a Blu-ray from Criterion, not necessarily a 4K. So still a little bit cheaper, but still pretty pricey. Now, of course, you can get it a little bit cheaper on Amazon right now for only $30, but that's Amazon, right? That's not the list price. Everything's on sale on Amazon. But that's what it looks like. It's pretty standard. I mean, I don't expect much from these releases. I'm sure the supplements are going to be basically nothing, but at least it At least it got a release. At least it's going to be preserved in a nice high quality format. That's a complete unknown. It's got a 4K. I'm sure it's got a Blu-ray as well. Yep, right here. Same thing, just a different banner at the top. And I'm wondering if that comes with a slipcover too. It looks like it does. It's listed as having a slipcover, which is rare these days for Blu-rays. And then we've got Mufasa, and of course they're shelling out the Steelbook treatment for this one. Here's the overview of that. I love how both of these, pretty much everything I put in the thumbnail, the front of it is just like a 3/4 view of someone's face, whether it's a human or a lion or a double 3/4 view with Ugetsu, which we'll get to in a second here. But here we got a lion. I'm assuming it's the titular Mufasa. Maybe both of these are Mufasa. I don't know. I guess he starts out as a young lion and then he becomes an old lion. We got a whole epic about this guy's life. Look at this. This is crazy. We've got a whole steelbook for this. We got the 4K and the Blu-ray inside. I don't need it, but I guess I'm glad that people who like this movie are going to grab this. But look at this list price, $44. $44. We got Lionsgate over here putting out Amazon exclusive steelbooks for only $35. I mean, that's even, and people are mad about that. People are upset about $35 for a steelbook, and Disney's trying to squeeze $44 for a Lion King steelbook. I'm getting my Gates and my Kings mixed up. But here we go. This is what it looks like. Also, limited edition collectible steelbook. Nope, not also. That's it. That's all it is. I thought they were going to say something else like art cards or something, but nope. Just a limited edition collectible steelbook for $44, which is a little steep. A little steep. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on this. There's probably a standard Blu-ray as well. Yes, here it is. Looks completely different. But there's what the Blu-ray looks like. Maybe they're trying to make this one look super boring, so you'll go for the steelbook. But that is the cover of the Blu-ray. It does not look great. All right, let's talk about this. Before we get into Criterion, which has a big release this week, another 4K, which we'll talk about. Let's talk about Disney, because Disney is... it seems like they're trying to position themselves as like a boutique just because they make steelbooks. Like everybody makes steelbooks, Disney. That doesn't make you anything. My reasoning, I guess I'll start here. For me, I don't like, well, first of all, I only buy Criterions in the sale. So that's my first thing. Like, I don't even think about Criterions costing $40 because I usually only buy them at $20 because I can't afford to buy them all year long. I can barely afford to buy them twice a year or 4 times a year if I use the flash sale. So that's the first thing. Disney needs to start doing a 50% off sale, I guess. Second thing, this is a complete like package. Like you get this, you get commentaries, you get supplements, interviews, featurettes, all kinds of stuff in there, and you get a booklet. You get a booklet to read right after. That's what I do. Right after I finish the movie, look at this. This is a huge one too. I got to talk about this in a minute. You get a big old hefty booklet. You get to read. You get to learn about the movie you just watched. You get to digest it. You get to hear other people's perspectives. It's a whole experience. And that is not going to happen when I watch Mufasa from Disney. That is not worth that is not a $45 experience. That's why I like the boutique labels. It actually feels like you're getting your money's worth. You just put it in some flimsy tin that gets damaged. It's not worth $45. That's why I think this is ridiculous. And and it seems like they're here to stay. Like they tried to get us to do like 65 with the Deadpool ones, but it seems like they're settling back down about 45. Too much in my opinion. I want to hear your guys' thoughts though. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat. We've got 12-pack 96. I'll pick up Mufasa and a complete unknown at some point. I'm focused on finishing the AFI 100 years, 100 movies portion of my collection. That's cool. That's really cool. I love having little like specific collections that you're trying to do. Small ones like that. 100 movies is not, I mean, it's a lot of movies, but it's not like the Criterion collection, which is like 1,300 movies. So that's cool. Let me know how far you are along on that, because that's pretty cool. Dan's Den just says, Mufasa, not a movie I bothered with. Same, but I still think it's worth talking about the paradigm. Carrie Witt didn't mess with Mufasa. Michael Swift got the substance from Amazon, was supposed to 4K, and it said that on wrapper, but it was Blu-ray. Oh, that's weird. What do you mean it said it on the wrapper? Like it said it on the box, but they sent you the Blu-ray? That sucks. Well, I would send it back. Amazon, easiest place in the world to send stuff back. They'll take anything back. You don't have to buy it from Amazon. They'll take it. Big Al, spoiler, does Mufasa have a cliffhanger ending? LOL. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I didn't realize what you were saying until I read the last word. Internet user, $44. Might as well go to the zoo if I want to see some lions. the zoo will run you $44 these days. Zoo's expensive. You got to get the annual pass if you're going to make it worth it. Your fiend, Mr. Jones, DJ the Mufasa disc is made out of real lions. So, ooh, maybe that would spruce things up a little bit. I'd be down for that. Ugh. Kevin House, A Complete Unknown was my favorite of the Best Picture. Oh, sweet. I didn't hear much about it, so I didn't know. I was interested to see it. It seemed like Timothée Chalamet, he went on some podcasts and talked about it. He seemed pretty cool. Seemed like he was interested. I was interested in it, but I never got around to seeing it. But it's your favorite of the whole... I saw most of them, and I was not really a fan of any of them. My favorite movie last year was Sing Sing, and it didn't get anything. Like, here it is. I'm so glad I have a copy now. I keep meaning to do a video on these A24s. I was going to shoot that tonight, but I didn't get around to it. But I really like Sing Sing. I guess I'm a weirdo. Patrick Williams, Disney is way out of line with their prices and not buying until prices drop. Exactly. I think we're all in agreement. I mean, I guess not, because the Deadpool and Wolverine ones sold out, and they were even more expensive. 12-pack 96, if only Disney had a place where they could sell Blu-rays for 50% off, maybe even 60% off. RIP DMC. Yeah. That's true. That's true. It's still a little touchy. That still hurts. Although DMC was fizzling out for a while. I hadn't got anything from DMC in like months and months. It seems like they fizzled out right after I joined, unfortunately. Michael Smith, I have no Disney films, no Harry Potter, no Lord of the Rings, and no MCU films. Wow, you keeping a tally of the things you don't own. Yeah, luckily, Disney hasn't put anything out that I care about in a long time, so I haven't had to buy any of their Blu-rays. But they do have Fox Searchlight, which puts out good movies. So we're counting that under the same umbrella. Disney Buena Vista. Magnitude Rev just popping in to say hi, DJ. I also wanted to mention how I just last week accepted a job at Yosemite. I'm a park ranger, by the way, as my day job. Wow. That's amazing. I've never known anyone who was a park ranger. Can you get me free tickets to Yosemite? Because I've always wanted to go there. Big Yogi Bear fan growing up. Not a big fan. I never saw the show, but I did watch the Easter special every year. That's a classic. But cool. That's a pretty cool job. I have no idea what it takes to be a park ranger, but it sounds pretty cool. Carrie Witt, to be fair, Disney core audience is not the same as Criterion audience. Parents whose kid wants to watch Mufasa probably don't want to read about it. That is true. Well, those parents aren't very cool. It's such an alien world to me that there are kids that want to watch Mufasa. What's it called? Mufasa the Lion King. I think that might be the first time I heard the whole title, and it is terrible. That's so weird to me. Like, I guess I'm a weird parent because I don't show my kids Mufasa, but I don't even think they know it exists. I haven't showed them any of the live-action remakes. That's bizarre to me. Gaming Canvas. The issue is that the Sony is in charge of Disney's physical media, meaning both Sony and Disney has to get paid thus higher prices. That's a good point. I definitely heard about the Sony deal back a few months ago. If that's the case, that sucks. I mean, it might be a necessary evil, but if they got to bump the prices up that much, I guess we'll see if it makes any difference or if they can keep selling them that price. Let's see. Anybody else talking about the topic before we jump back? Bilonia, Complete Unknown was awesome. Highly recommended. See, I'm hearing a lot of people liking it in the chat. I need to get around to seeing it. Maybe I don't want to just blind buy it though, especially not at $30. Let's see. Marks says Disney's not the only one. Sony is getting more and more expensive. Well, that would make sense if Sony is part of the reason that these are so expensive because they're working with Disney. Juan Carlos Moreno, do you know if Umbrella's Henneke box set is region free? I have always heard that they list their box sets, that Umbrella lists their box sets as region B, or not region A, I think region B, but according to like Mid-Level Media and a lot of the other guys who get the Umbrella box sets in to review them, they are technically region free and they work on region A players. That's what I've heard. I have never bought an Umbrella yet. Hopefully someday. Hope to be a part of one someday. But no, I've never done it. But that's what I've heard is that they are region free, or at least playable on region A. But don't take my word for it. Go watch some of Mid-Level's reviews, or I think Jake also. He gets a bunch of Umbrellas, so I think he tests them on region A too. So maybe watch some YouTube videos on the set or some other Umbrella sets, and you should be good. 12-pack. I rejoined DMC in January 2024, and they announced they were closing next month. I own every animated Disney and Pixar film now. Yeah, me too. Well, I don't actually, I dropped off Pixar. I fell off Pixar. I never got Turning Red. And then, well, I've kind of fallen off everything because I never got Turning Red. I didn't get didn't bother with the Buzz Lightyear movie. And then I didn't get Wish. Like, I don't think I can ever buy Wish. I think that might have broke my Walt Disney Animation Studios collection because I really don't want to own Wish. But yeah, I think we're kind of on the same page. No one seems excited. Obviously, nobody's excited about these prices, but maybe it's justified with the Sony deal that's going on. It sucks. I don't want to pay that much. It seems like these are just going to sit for forever until they finally go on sale on Amazon. I don't know. It seems like Disney might try to do this with the extreme prices for a little bit, and then they might jump out again. Like someone said earlier, they might get out of the physical media game altogether because of this. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't feel like I need to buy any Disney stuff right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What else is going on here? Let's go and jump to the first one here. Warner Brothers. Let's talk about Warner Brothers. Let's talk about I was going to say a better company, but they're having their own issues with Max and deleting every animated thing ever. We've got Companion, 4K plus digital. No Blu-ray on this one, just the 2 formats. I heard nothing about this movie. I didn't hear if people liked it or disliked it. It was kind of flew under the radar. But it's like that sci-fi, like thriller movie. A little bit of horror, little creep factor on this one. But it's available right now for $28, and list price is $32. That's better, Warner Brothers. $32 for a 4K, more reasonable, and $28 right now if you want to get it on Amazon. Let me know if you saw Companion. Let me know what you think of Companion. And then this is what I wanted to get to right here. Criterion's release this week. It's a 4K upgrade, which I probably, unfortunately, will not get because I already have the Blu-ray, and I bought it recently, and I'm not usually an upgrader when it comes to Criterion. As much as I would like to, there's too many movies that I would like to get. I can't be jumping. I can't be double buying. I can't be double dipping. But here we go. We've got Ugetsu. This is a wonderful movie. This is one of the first Criterions I ever bought from the Criterion website because it was a part of a collection on the Criterion channel back when I used to have time to watch the Criterion channel. Now I've got too much stuff to watch back here, but I used to dip my toe in and watch the movie first on the channel and then get the physical. And I watched this one. It was in a collection called Dark Fairy Tales. This is a Japanese film directed I'm not super familiar with, Mizoguchi. I don't think I've seen anything else by him, but this is similar to Kwai-Dan. It doesn't have like the astonishing visuals of Kwai-Dan. It's much more, I mean, it still looks great. I'm take nothing away from it, but it is a black and white film. It's a little bit more subdued, but it is like this ghost tale. It's less of a ghost tale than Kwai-Dan. It's more of just like this, yeah, like Criterion said, a little tragic fairy tale. Less fairy tale. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Cautionary tale, maybe? It is a little bit of a fable, though. Very tragic, though. Like, goes to some really dark places. What happens to his wife in this is just brutal. Very, very dark, but so good. And look at this release. We've got a digipack release, and I'm sure they're going to give you the same exact thing. Normally, what they do with the 4K upgrades is it's the same exact packaging, just a little thicker, because they put the Blu-ray and the 4K discs in there. So they give a little bit more space for the discs, but you're going to get the same artwork. And then, look at this book. Oh no, I just put it in some water. Hopefully I didn't ruin it. Hold on. All right, we're good. We're good. Whew. Ruining movies live. Here we go. This is the booklet. And I had forgotten that this has such a thick booklet. This is like a big old Deaf Crocodile booklet. It's like 60, 70 pages. Bunch of different writings in there. Very, very cool. Looks like it's got, yeah, lots of stuff in there. You don't need to see all this. I'm getting too granular. Point of this sales pitch is that this is a really good movie, and now you're gonna be able to see it in 4K. I've never seen it in 4K. Obviously, I've only seen it in 1080p, but it was good enough for me, and I highly recommend that film. But let me know if you'll be picking up that 4K. We don't need to go over too many of the details because it's pretty consistent with Criterion. They do the same thing every time. I do like that it is a digipack though, and not just a straightforward Scanevo case. Next up, we've got Summer Wars from Shout Factory. This is an Amazon exclusive steelbook. I have no idea what this is, but it is I'm assuming it's from G Kids because it's from Shout Factory. Yes, there it is. G Kids right there. G Kids Steelbook. Shout Factory does amazing steelbooks for all the G Kids movies, especially the Studio Ghibli stuff. And this is this is not Studio Ghibli. This is a different studio, but still distributed through G Kids. It is by Hosoda. which is a director I'm not familiar with. A lot of Japanese stuff on the stream tonight. But this you can get right now on Amazon for $30. List price is $37, so Shout Factory is also pretty high with their Steelbook prices. But this is more of a niche thing. This is a G Kids release, much smaller audience, so I understand there. It's a little bit different than Disney. But Summer Wars, 4K and Blu-ray combo pack. No digital, because it's a boutique label. They never do digitals. But that's coming out this week. And then the last one on the front row is from Magnolia Pictures. And I'm very happy to see a Magnolia Pictures release all the way up at the top of the list. It's Shoplifters, another Japanese film. This is Japanese week here in April. It's the first week of April. I didn't even talk about that. These are all coming out tomorrow on April 1st, April Fool's Day. And we've got right here, Palme d'Or nominee, Shoplifters, a film by Hirokazu. Interesting. It's apparently a masterpiece, according to the sand right there at the bottom. And it's just a drama film. A family of low means survives by petty theft and a gentle love for each other. But when they take in a neglected child, the interpersonal dynamics change, some for the better and some not. I thought that was really thought that was going to say and some for the worse, but it just said some not. 2018 film, so getting a late Blu-ray on this one. It seems like a very small, low-budget film, so I'm glad it's getting a Blu-ray. Shout out to Magnolia Pictures for getting the little guys. Always appreciate it. Like to see it. All right, what of that first row are you guys picking up this week? I threw a lot at you, and I see the chat. A lot of stuff happening over here. A lot of action going on. Let me see. Dan's Dan. A Complete Unknown was good, but I wasn't high on it as other people were. Okay, so fine. Also, he says Turning Red was great. Lightyear was a disaster, though. Yeah, I didn't even see Lightyear. Justin, it's a great time to stop buying Disney movies. True. I think I've stopped like 2 years ago. I think Banshees of Inisherin might have been the last one I bought. Mark, Soul was a great animated feature for Disney. That's true. That's a Pixar film, but technically Disney, I guess. That was a while ago. It was a long time ago. It was like COVID era. Coco was the last Pixar I loved. Coco's great. I like Coco. We rewatch that one every year. Planet Mondo, what kind of camera do you use? I use my phone. It's just an iPhone sitting there. I think it's mostly the lights. I think the lights make a big difference. A lot of people assume it's the camera, but I think it's just getting a couple of lights off Amazon. JT, I had a lot of fun with Companion, and I will add it to my collection. Yeah. Also, I am shooting in 1080p, which I feel like a lot of YouTubers use. What's that streaming software that everybody uses that they can like talk to people on? I don't even know what it's called, but if you don't pay for that streaming software, it only lets you shoot in 720p. So I feel like a lot of people just shoot their streams in 720p because they don't want to pay, what is it, like $20 a month? I used it for a little bit and I was like, I'm not paying $20 a month just to shoot in 1080p. So I use OBS, which lets me shoot in 1080p, and it's just like a free software that anybody can use. But yeah, JT says I had a lot of fun with Companion and we'll add it to my collection. Okay, cool. Well, good. I'm glad to hear something about Companion. Hopefully a couple other people have seen it as well, including Mark. Mark heard Companion was a dark comedy. Interesting. Blu-ray.com needs to update their little genres there. Films by Color, first stream I've joined. I do have to say the Tombstone Steelbook price is ridiculous, especially with the whole Deadpool and Wolverine Steelbook situation. This is Born UDH, first stream. Welcome to the stream, man. I wish I had some kind of like song I could shoot off or fireworks or something for you, but thanks for popping in, man. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the stream. It's a weird one tonight. We're going all over the place already, but we got a lot to talk about. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything to say? Carrie Witt, Companion is pretty good. Best to go in knowing nothing. Saw the 4K at Walmart for $28. Didn't buy it though. Okay. Wow. It's already at Walmart. Jeez, your Walmart's on top of it. My Walmart takes like 7 business days to get their stuff out on the floor. I usually have to ask for it. But here we go. We're moving back to the new releases. Let's do a few more here. Let's knock a few out before we get too far off the rails. We've got Renfield. Renfield's getting a 4K. Look at this. Look at this Renfield. Anyone remember this? Probably not. 2 years ago. Very mixed things. Actually, I kind of heard a lot of bad things about this. I know there's some people that like it. We got Nicholas Hoult. We got Awkwafina. We got Nicolas Cage. Nicholas squared in this movie. This is a 4K and a Blu-ray combo pack. Doesn't look like it has any kind of slipcover, so if that's a deal breaker for you, I'm sorry. But it's Shout Factory. So, you get what you get. They rarely ever do slipcovers. But this is it. Renfield, 4K. what more can I say? 30, 40, that's also, Shop Factory is pretty ridiculous too. $40, I guess it's fine. But Shop Factory is not usually great about the supplements. So you got to balance it out. If you're going to charge $40, at least throw some commentaries or something on there. Throw a booklet in there. Do something. But this one here. Now, I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to need you guys to remind me how to say this. Is it Mabuse or is it Mabuse? How do you say this gentleman's name? He's living on Blu-ray right now, and there's how many copies? 2,000 copies of 6 movies. This is a really cool set, and I have the other one. I have the one Testament of Dr. Mabuse from Criterion, which is stuck on DVD. There's no Blu-ray, but I do have that one, and that's directed by Fritz Lang, who I love, and I'm excited to see that one. I haven't watched it yet. This goes in a completely different direction. I don't know if these are all directed by the same person or if it's just a series that just picks up different directors. But this is a really cool set, and I love a good Eureka box set. They do really, really good stuff, but they're so limited. They're so limited. Like I said, this is limited only 2,000 copies. It's going to go like that. These things sell out so quick. I'm not trying to sell you on this. I'm just trying to tell you. I've tried to get several of these limited edition Eureka box sets, and they go out of print so fast. I barely got my hands on the Louis Foyard box set that just came out at the end of last year. This isn't going to be as sought after as that one, I don't think. That was like best box set of the year. But this one looks really cool too. It is 6 films from 1960 to 1964. Wow. Banging those Dr. Mabuse films out, like 6 of them in 4 years. Return of Dr. I'm going to say his name wrong every single time. Mabuse. Carrie Witt says it's Mabuse. Mabuse. Okay. I'm probably putting a little too much spice on it there, but he's in a lot of movies, and you can get all of them for only $66 on Amazon right now. I don't like to push you to Amazon, but it's almost $30 off the price, which is pretty cool. I'm tempted myself to pick these up. Let me know if you've seen these films, if they are on the same level as the Fritz Lang film, or if they, drop off in quality, or if they do drop off in quality, but they're still fun, or they're still just as fun. Maybe so. It looks like one of them in here is directed by Fritz Lang. Which one of these is? Is it The Return? Maybe the Return of Dr. Mabuse. I clearly have to do more research on this set, but I am interested. My interest is piqued in this. I love German. I love a lot of German stuff. For some reason, that stuff, really, especially the German expressionist stuff, really love that kind of stuff. This seems like it's it's much later, but it seems like it may be looking back at that stuff, especially if it's kind of basing stuff on Fritz Lang. Anyway, I'm excited about that box set. Jeffrey says he's excited about it too. There's a lot of people in the chat that are probably going to pick that one up. We've got Inglourious Bastards on 4K. This is the standard edition. If you're one of the people that's waiting for the standard and didn't pick up all of the big bells and whistles version that came out earlier this year, here it is. This is the standard. I know a lot of people don't care about all that stuff and they just want the disc. Well, here you go. Still list priced at $50 though. $50, which is, I guess, same as Criterion for their 4Ks. So Arrow's not too crazy with that. But if you're gonna get what wasn't the limited like 60, 65? If you're gonna pay that much anyway, you might as well get the limited. In my eyes, maybe I'm crazy, but $50 for just a standard is pretty steep. It's pretty steep, Arrow. And then also in 4K this week we got Love Hurts, which I have heard nothing but terrible things about. No offense. Obviously, I love this actor. He's amazing. But this seems like one of those movies that you just crank out after he got really big a couple years ago, and they're like, "Hey, you want to do a little action movie?" Is it about like, I don't know. It looks like, is it a kids movie or is it a straight up action movie? I can't even tell. It's got like confetti and Valentine's Day candy everywhere. I kind of got the vibe just from the marketing and like the poster that it's him. Like a kid's action movie, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's supposed to be pretty legitimate action film. I don't know. I haven't seen Love Hurts. Haven't heard good things about it. The review on Letterboxd, the score is pretty low for Love Hurts. But maybe you disagree. Maybe I should check it out. Let me know in the chat. Let's see what people are saying. We got to talk about Renfield. We got to talk about Dr. Mabuse, and we got to talk about some 4Ks from Arrow and. I didn't even mention who the Love Hurts 4K was from. It's from Universal Studios. I gotta give a shout out to Magnitude here, our own personal park ranger. Huge fan of Shoplifters and its director Hirokazu Koreeda, who has 2 films in the Criterion collection. I've been waiting for a Blu-ray release for literal years. Yeah, 2018, man. Well, I'm glad you're going to be able to pick up Shoplifters. It sounds like it's really good. It sounds like, it was nominated for Palme d'Or. So hopefully a lot of people or more people find out about that because of the Blu-ray. Mark, I put in my pre-order at Orbit for Dark City. Yes, we should talk about that too, because I'm excited about that. Because I just picked up The Crow and his first film, so I'm going to get Dark City. I'll just complete the trilogy. That's Alex Proyas. But in the time it took me to grab my Visa, Tombstone sold out. Frustrated, I jumped over to the movie room and was able to get both. The movie room. I'm hearing a lot about the movie room lately. Like, what is that? Like the new big thing? Is that like another Orbit? Do I need to do should I do a little deep dive into the movie room? I saw that they had the Substance full slips, and I was like, ooh, because I've kind of been on the fence, like waiting if I want to get the movie Substance or if I want to get a nicer version, because I figured there was going to be a full slip. I knew there was going to be some kind of full slip or one click for that, but it seems like there is, and it's probably already sold out because I waited too long, because those things sell out even faster than boutique stuff. Dan's Den says Renfield is basically a superhero movie. Also crazy to consider that Holt was in that and Nosferatu. That's true. He really likes those vampire scripts. Carrie Witt, the Renfield Steelbook art is really awesome. Well, we haven't got to the Steelbook yet. Let's pop down there, because I think that's a Walmart exclusive. Yeah. So go for that. Don't go for the Shout Factory doesn't even have any cool artwork on it. Big Al, Arrow and BFI have some good Correda box sets from the UK for the UK viewers. Thank you, Big L. I appreciate that, because I buy quite a few UK releases myself. I like Eureka. I like BFI. I just bought 2 Curzon box sets last week because they were the cheapest I've ever seen them. So yeah, I appreciate all of my UK viewers. We have caught up here to Carrie Witt telling me it's Mabuse. Kevin House thoroughly enjoyed Cage and Holt in Renfield. What? Reinfeld? What is that? Let's see. Patrick, I got Renfield 4K Steelbook as an import from Orbit DVD. Walmart has a Renfield 4K Steelbook exclusive that came out this week. Yes. You guys keep getting ahead of me. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Michael Smith, if you order straight from Eureka, you get free shipping, and the conversion is pretty good, better than any price you will get stateside. Yes, I knew that, because I bought the Pandora's Box beginning of last year straight from. I was blown away when people told me this. Like, Eureka doesn't charge shipping. They don't charge any like they charge no shipping worldwide, which is kind of ridiculous because their prices are really cheap, and I feel like they're losing a lot of money. But I really appreciate it, and maybe I should go ahead and get that box set straight from Eureka instead of Amazon. I'll have to check the prices, but I don't know exactly what it's going for on Eureka right now, but the free shipping might totally make it worth it. Jeffrey says The Thousand Eyes of Dr. Mabuse was Lang's last film. Oh, well, that's really cool. I don't have The Thousand, I don't have The Thousand Eyes. I have The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, which is in the Criterion collection, but I don't have that one. Is that one in this? Maybe that one's in this. If there is a Lang film in here, that'll definitely... Oh, Testament is in here too. I got to do so much research on this set. No, yeah, so the Lang films are in this set. That's, okay. That might be, that might be a must buy. I thought this was the ones after. I had heard that this was the films after the Lang films, but if both Lang films are in that set, that's amazing. I got to pick that up. Hold on. We're going to add that to the list later on tonight. Why So Bluetooth? I totally forgot about the chat. Just finished watching the CC4K of Perfect Days. Love that film. Wow. Nice. I'm glad I caught you. Glad you finished your movie before the show started. Carrie Witt says the limited deluxe Inglourious Bastards was the same price, if not a bit cheaper, when I bought it from Groove. Wow. Okay. Well, you got to steal then. I got to look at Groove. Everyone talks about Groove. I've never done it. I've never got on the Groove. I guess I need to get in there. All right. Well, let's go back. Also, speaking of like weird websites that seem like a little bit like they are probably unsafe, but they aren't, like Groove. What was that one? What was the website that just did Zing? What are these names? These names are terrible. Zing and Pep. We have Zing doing a crazy 4 for $49 Warner Archive sale, and I was looking at them. But I got to give a shout out to Sean, because Sean has been emailing me all week he is sending me a lot of Warner Archive stuff, and I'm gonna have to do a big old video for it when it gets here, because Sean, he's sending. He seems like he's sending me a lot of Warner Archive stuff. As fast as I could like add them to my cart to buy them, he was buying them first. So I'm gonna do a big Warner Archive like bundle video when that gets here. I gotta thank you so much, Sean. I'm speechless by how many things you said you're gonna send me. Really, really appreciate it. And I also gotta mention, because of Sean, partly because of a couple other people that have been asking to send me things, I got a P.O. box. I finally got a P.O. box, finally got it figured out. I found a different alternative that was less expensive, that wasn't $20 a month like the post office was. So we're in business. I'll do a post later giving the address for that. So if there's anything you want to send me, feel free. Don't send me any. Like, don't just send me junk that you're trying to get rid of. But like, yeah, a lot of people in the past have asked to send me stuff, and I didn't really have a good address to give them, so I just had to say no. But now you can. So I will. I'll do. Look at the channel. I'll put a post with the address on there, and I should probably make like some kind of graphic that I can put in videos. I'm still figuring it out. Just figured it out this weekend. So stay tuned for that. For those of you who have asked to send me things, but I got that set up. So mission accomplished. One down, a million other things on my to-do list to go. All right, let's see what else is coming out this week. We've got Dogman. Dogman, another thing that I have no reference for. I am completely out of the loop. My kids are not old enough. But from all the parents at soccer practice, the parents were talking about this Dogman movie, talking about how absolutely stupid it is. I haven't seen it. I'm just going by the soccer moms at the field. They say it's terrible. Maybe you have to be a kid. Probably you do have to be a kid. It's made for kids. But if you've seen Dogman and you think it's good, let me know. I know it's kind of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid age books. It's like in there. My kids are still only 6 and 4. My son's reading, but I don't know if he's reading chapter books. He's definitely not reading chapter books yet. So he hasn't started Dogman. But maybe someday I'll know what the heck this is. This seems like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Captain Underpants, like that. I don't like that whole sensibility of kids' comedies. It irks me for some reason. But this kind of seems like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but it is getting a Blu-ray release, and it's a little bit more reasonably priced, $22 on Amazon right now. If you got kids and they love Dogman, there you go. Throw that on for them, I guess. I don't know if it's good for kids or not. Haven't seen it. Can't give an opinion. But then we've also got a Blu-ray for Companion, which we already talked about. Same as the 4K artwork, but you're only getting the Blu-ray. And then look at this. This is too far down the list for my liking. This is the best. This is one of the best Lionsgate Steelbooks they've ever done. Look at this. This is my idea. This is the idea I had. Remember when we were talking about releases, like Lionsgate movies we would like to see? I don't know if no one watched that video. It was very low viewed, but me and John did a video like suggesting Lionsgate movies that we would like to get releases, and they also have included some other labels or some other studios, and I included 50/50 on my list because I love that movie. And I said that what they should do for the slipcover on the Steelbook is have his hair on the slipcover and pull it back, because there's a big famous scene where he shaves his head in that movie because he has cancer, and then he would be bald underneath, and that would be they did it. They actually did it. It's not like fully bald. It's just this balding bad guy, Mark Wahlberg, but they did it. They stole my idea. I still would like to see 50/50 do the same thing because I love 50/50, and I would absolutely buy a 4K Steelbook of 50/50. But here we go. We got Flight Risk. I haven't heard good things about the movie, but you throw a slipcover on a Steelbook and put Lionsgate logo on there, and people will flock to it, especially Amazon exclusive ones. We got it right here. It's a 4K, it's a Blu-ray, it's a digital, and you can get it for $35. Same price. It's exactly like the Snowpiercer. It's even the same color as the Snowpiercer one. There you go. You got it. Flight Risk, Mark Wahlberg. I mean, if you know, you know. If you want it, there it is. I don't know how many people that's going to appeal to, but the completists out there who got to have those Lionsgate Steelbooks, there's another one for you. Then we've got Renfield getting a 4K exclusive Steelbook. This is way down the list too. People don't know about this, I guess. People not excited. But look at this. This is really cool artwork. I actually like this. Shout Factory will do a good Steelbook. They're like right under. I feel like Shout Factory is right under Lionsgate for good Steelbooks. They don't do the slipcover gimmick, but they put some good artwork on a Steelbook, and this is pretty cool. This is custom. This is brand new, original artwork. This is a 4K of Renfield, 2-disc set, so it includes the Blu-ray as well. There you go. That is the nicer of the two. I don't know the price range. It's probably pretty pricey, But if you're going between that and the standard 4K, that one looks much better. I like that one. Haven't even seen the movie, but that artwork is much more enticing. Then we've got a couple other Blu-rays. We've already talked about Mufasa. We got One of Them Days from Sony Pictures. Speaking of Sony, finally getting to Sony. It's a Blu-ray and digital. It's a film from 2025. I think I kind of heard about this. When best friends and roommates Drew and Alyssa discover Alyssa's boyfriend has blown their rent money, the duo finds themselves going to extremes in a race against the clock to avoid eviction and keep their friendship intact. Sounds like an Always Sunny episode. Look at this. One of Them Days. There you go. The funniest movie in years, according to Sean Edwards from Fox TV. Verified hot on Rotten Tomatoes. What the heck is hot? When did they add that? I thought it was fresh or rotten. What is hot? Is hot like super fresh? I don't even know what that means. Does that just mean popular? What does hot mean? I don't want to get off on a tangent on that, but One of Them Days has got a Blu-ray if you wanted to watch that film from last year, or this year, 2025 just came out. And then Mill Creek Entertainment is releasing Icons Unearthed James Bond, a documentary about James Bond. I couldn't think of a more unappealing cover for a James Bond doc. You could have done anything. I guess it's the drink, I know, but it's not very exciting. I guess that's the vibe they want to set. A 6-part documentary. Maybe they're telling you got to sit down for this one. You got to grab a drink and sit down because this is a long-ass documentary. 6 parts. Wow. Well, anything you ever wanted to know about James Bond, you can watch this, or you can go watch a couple damn fooled idealistic creators videos, because that dude will dive deep on some James Bond. Good Lord. He's killing it over there. Or you can watch this if you want to buy a Blu-ray. His stuff, not available on Blu-ray as far as I know. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Internet user, will the Mabuse franchise become DJ's favorite series? Time will tell. Time will tell. Who knows? Who knows? I haven't even started them yet. Ethan Edwards, you should just give them John's address if you're afraid to give out yours. Yeah, I'm sure he would love that. I'm sure he would love it. Carrie Witt, P.O. Box, you're about to get 20 copies of Mufasa. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I should have named this episode Mufasa and Mabuse. It's got a nice ring to it. Mark, I've heard that Groove connected with Universal and their prices I've noticed are creeping up on some things. Uh-oh, Mark's noticing some creeping going on Grove. Keep us updated, Mark. Keep us in the loop. Dan's Den, Dogman is from the creator of Captain Underpants. Well, perfect. So look at that. Nailed it. Why so Bluetooth? As far as Disney pricing goes, yeah, let's get back to this because we've been all over the place. For their catalog stuff, titles can be had cheap on Blu-ray and 4K, new and used. It's just the brand new stuff that's beyond overpriced right now. Good observation from Why So Bluetooth. That's true. It usually is the big. It's like they know. It's like I feel like they're just pushing the boundaries right now. They're like a toddler who's just getting into that stage where they're trying to test out the waters and see what they can get away with. So I feel like we should all just put our foot in the sand and not buy these. I mean, especially for Mufasa. Like, who's really running out to buy Mufasa? Marty DMC, 80s kids like me grew up on movies like Secret of Nim. Great movie. Neverending Story. Great movie. And Labyrinth. Haven't seen it. We were given dark and compelling stories. Dogman is just the lowest common denominator of modern kids' films. That's what it looks like, but I don't want to judge a book without having read it. But yeah, it definitely seems so loud. Why is everything so loud and obnoxious these days? I sound like an old fart, but like everything that's made for kids these days is like, so grating. Marius Glazer, hey, I'm new here. Welcome to the stream. Been lingering for a bit, but love your Death Crocodile videos. But a lot of them stow out there and one-time watches. I can't exactly make that last part out, but a lot of them stay out there and one-time. I don't know what that part's supposed to say, but yes, thanks for watching the Deaf Crocodile videos. One-time watches. I don't know. I find them to be, some of them maybe, for sure. Some of them, yes, I would agree. But I find a lot of them to be pretty good. That's the only label I've like jumped into and have a deal with, because every other label I would feel awkward reviewing. Like I wouldn't be able to get to everything. Like if I Criterion never does deals with anybody, so I'm not saying this would ever happen, but if that was an option and I've got Criterion sending me 5 things a month, I'd never be able to keep up with that. At least Deaf Crocodile is small enough where I can kind of keep up. And I like that. I like that they're small. I hope they stay small. I hope they don't start sending me 5 things a month. but one or two a month, and I can kind of keep up with it. I like that. I like a little small mom and pop label. What else do we have? Trying to catch up. People are talking to each other. Magnitude Rev, what the F is that James Bond covered? See, that's what I'm saying. It was really, really not great. I mean, I get it, but it's not great. Oh, interesting. Mark says hot is the audience reviews. Okay, so now they got a whole sticker just for the audience reviews? So I'm guessing it's not fresh if they put that on there instead. Dan's Den, anytime Sean Edwards is used as the pull quote for anything, it's usually the best sign that you should run as far away from it. I'm sure one of those days is good. Okay, good. Well, at least I don't know. It's probably okay, but they did have to resort to Sean Edwards. Marty, Icons Unearthed docs are terrible. I watched their Star Wars one, which came out the same time as the ILM Light and Magic doc to compete. Icons is very much the same feel as an E-made TV garbage. Oh, okay. Well, see, this is why I do this show, because you guys tell me what I should buy and what I shouldn't, because that, not only is the cover art terrible, but apparently they don't do good documentaries, which is good. Carrie Witt, FYI, DJ Substance full slip was still available. $100 though. Yeah, those full slips are always that price. That is steep. I don't know if I want to pay $100 for the Substance, even though those full slips are really, really nice. Let's get back to the new releases. This is one I'm most excited about. This is one for the week that I'm going to take home with me. I'm actually going to pre-order this. This is from a little tiny, speaking of tiny labels, this is called Arbelos. That's the label. It's called The Bloody Lady from 1980. It is an animated film that I mentioned at the beginning of the year, top of the year. I mentioned this one because I've been looking forward to this all year. It was one of my top 10 most anticipated of the year because it is, I think it's, look at this, The Bloody Lady and Other Works by Victor Kubal. This is spine number 12 from Arbelos. They are very small. They only have 12, and they've been at it for a couple years now. The folk tale about Bloody Lady Bathory, doomed to bathe in the blood of young girls in order to be forever youthful herself. So this is, I mean, it's a folk tale. It's animated. Of course I'm in. I'm so in on this. It also includes other tales from the same director. A lot of short films on there. Perfect release. Couldn't be more perfect for me. So I'm definitely going to be grabbing this one. Same thing with last week. We talked about Delicatessen, another one that I have to grab. And I gave out some bad information last week. One of my friends updated me. Connor, thank you. Shout out for fixing this. Apparently the Delicatessen release that's on Amazon is only a standard edition, and that's why it's much cheaper. The one on Severn's site itself is $50, but it's a 3-disc collector's edition with slipcover and everything. So I'm going to be going for that one. But if you do want the standard, you can get it from both places. But the Severn collector's edition, only available on Severn.com. So I'm going to grab Delicatessen this week. I'm going to grab The Bloody Lady and maybe something else. We'll see. We'll see what else happens for the rest of this stream. We've also got Flight Risk on 4K without the amazing slip-covered steelbook, just a standard case for this one. Can't even tell he's bald on this one. False advertising. Well, look at this weirdness. They put they left aligned the banner up here at the top. That's kind of interesting. I'm the only one that notices weird little. No, I'm not. There's a bunch of us. That notice weird things like that. But there it is. It's over there on the left. It's a 4K Blu-ray and a digital. $30 for a standard. Only some just fell over. What just fell over? Some of my movies fell over there in the back, interrupting me. That is Flight Risk, getting a 4K release. We've also got Merry-Go-Round, Flicker Alley. We don't get to talk about Flicker Alley enough. I love Flicker Alley. I can't afford Flicker Alley, though. They have some very pricey releases. King of Kings is coming out. We'll talk about that later this year, just in time for Easter. That's getting a Blu-ray from Flicker Alley. But now we got Merry-Go-Round from 1923. I love me a good silent film. This, especially from Eric von Stroheim. Look at this. Did he direct it, or is he just? It is. Look at that. Directed by Eric von. It's directed by two people. I don't know if I'm familiar with Rupert Julian, but I'm definitely familiar with Eric von Stroheim. And this is The Mad Whirl of Life, Love, and Luxury, which is a crazy title. I love this cover. Look at this cover. This is great. Like I said, love Flicker Alley. Only have a handful of releases from Flicker Alley. But this is a 1923 silent film. A nobleman posing as a necktie salesman, falls in love with the daughter of a circus puppeteer. Are you kidding? Like, these movies are made for me. Even though he is already married to the daughter of his country's war. So we've got a folktale animated film from Eastern Europe. We've got a silent film about a circus puppeteer. could these be more perfect for me? If this is your first stream, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you've been around here for a while, you know these are right up my alley. I've got to get Merry-Go-Round. I've got to get the Bloody Lady from Flicker Alley and from Arbelos. I don't need to get this, though. I have no idea what this is. Please don't destroy the treasure of Foggy Mountain. Shout Factory. This is it. This is from Shout Factory. I don't need this. What the heck is this? I guess I shouldn't say that yet. Maybe I do. It follows 3 friends who live together. When they realize that they don't like their life trajectory, they set off to find a gold treasure that is rumored to be buried in the nearby mountain. Most generic synopsis I've ever heard. I don't know anything about it. I just know it's about 3 boys looking for treasure. Maybe it's like a Goonies throwback? Maybe. If you've seen Please Don't Destroy the treasure of Foggy Mountain, let me know. 2023 film just came out very recently. All right, we've got a few rows left, but let me talk to you guys. Let me see what you guys are saying. Switch over to the other cam. Jump up here. Stuff keeps falling back there. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my Criterions are having a ball back there. Marty, loud and obnoxious indeed. What modern Hollywood movie doesn't look and sound like one of the fake trailers before Tropic Thunder? Everything looks and sounds like the Fatties Fart 2 trailer now. I agree. Not everything, but especially the kids stuff. Like I can't deal with the kids' entertainment these days. Henry, looking forward to getting the silent of... He's talking about it right here. Rupert Julian and Eric von Stroheim, Merry-Go-Round from Flicker Alley. Me too, man. I didn't even realize how excited I was for that until I read about it. Internet user, will you be checking out the Deaf Crocodile release of Inflatable Sex Doll of the Wastelands? I saw that. They released the cover art for that a couple days ago. I will be. I check out all the Deaf Crocodile releases, and I don't know when that is exactly coming out, but if they send it to me, I'll do a review for you guys. And if not, I'll probably pick it up because I have all of Deaf Crocodile now. JT, the Bloody Lady is great. I ordered the limited slipcover edition, only 1,000 copies from the Arbelos website. It is the place I could find it. Well, I need to jump on that. I didn't realize it was so limited, but those slipcovers are they go out fast. I really wanted to get the, there's a couple other releases I do have from Arbelos, but I don't have the slipcovers. Like, I really want the Son of the White Mare. If you don't know, Arbelos does, can I get there easily? Or is there a way to get to their website? Not really. Blu-ray just links me to Amazon. But the slipcovers for Arbelos are not just slipcover. They have this whole letter format that folds into itself and tucks in. They're crazy. It's like a box set almost. Really like their releases, and I gotta grab that. I gotta do that. Maybe I'll do that after the stream so I don't miss out on it. 1,000 copies is crazy. Why So Bluetooth? The Delicatessen 4K from Severin is great. Make it a double feature with City of Lost Children 4K from Studio Canal. Same directors. I didn't know Studio Canal did City of Lost Children. I know it's the same directors, but I was thinking that I was going to have to grab the 4K from that big box set on eBay because they only released the 4K in a box set. But I didn't know Studio Canal did it. So maybe I can get that one instead. I'll have to look into that. Thanks for the news there. Why So Bluetooth? We've got Marius Glazer back again. What's your favorite label for classics and modern movies? Well, you got to go with Criterion. Criterion's always going to be the top. First label I ever heard of. I didn't even know what a boutique label was. I just knew Criterion. And then I branched off from there. But there's a lot of good competition these days. You can go to Radiance. I feel like Criterion is going to have the most variety because they've been around the longest. They have 1,300 titles. They've got classic and modern movies, like you said. They just released Woman of Paris a couple of weeks ago, which is from 1923. And they're also going to release Nora in a couple weeks, which is from last year. So they've got everything, but there's a couple other great ones too. You got Radiance is a wonderful label. Already mentioned Curzon. Curzon might be the most premium label. Criterion's great, but they're just this. They're just a case. That's all they do. I love me a big box set, and Curzon does the most insane. Their box sets are so nice, you can display them in your home. They don't just have to go on the shelf in your man cave or whatever. They look quality, super nice. And they pack so many movies in there. They do director box sets. I have the Bellatar one back there. I just ordered the Wim Wenders one and the Lars von Trier one. So both of those are coming in the mail. Hopefully they get to me without being too damaged. But yeah, that's the premium. You got Curzon, you got Studio Canal. Both of those UK labels that put out super luxury premium looking sets. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Radiance or BFI. I guess I'm mentioning a lot of UK stuff, but that's where my head's at right now. JT, The Bloody Lady. I can't tell if the edition on Amazon is the limited one. That was the reason I ordered it on the Arbelos website. No, Amazon's just the standard. I think the limited is only on Arbelos' website. So you did well. Oh, Bailey Walsh also ordered The Bloody Lady. Man, you guys are gonna, if so many of my subscribers are gonna have it, and I'm gonna miss out. I need to hurry up and do that. Has fascinated me since I was a kid, as dark as that sounds. Interesting. Well, I mean, we all like, dark things when we're kids sometimes. I'm gonna jump back to new releases, and then I'll talk to you guys a little bit more because we got a few more to knock out. And I want to make sure we do that before we get into the weeds, into the nerdy weeds. Summer Wars. Okay, we talked about the Steelbook from Shop Factory. They also have a standard slipcover edition. That's good. I appreciate that for the G-Kids releases. For most of the G-Kids releases, they do both. If they do a Steelbook, they also do the slipcover. That's considerate. What the world is this movie about, though? It looks like a Digimon movie. But yeah, Summer Wars. There we go. This is from Studio Shizu, which is a different studio, not Studio Ghibli. But it's also from G-Kids, and there's your standard. I kind of want to read what it's about. Timid 11th grader and math genius Kenji Koiso, I'm so bad at I don't know how to pronounce Japanese names, is asked by his secret crush to come with her to her family's Nagano home for a summer job. Turns out Kenji discovers his summer job is to pretend to be her fiance for the celebration of her spunky grandmother's 90th birthday. There he receives a strange math problem on his cell phone. We still haven't got to the giant monsters yet, which, being a math genius, he can't resist solving. As it turns out, his solution creates chaos within the virtual world of Oz, translating into anarchy in real life. There we go. We got it right there at the end. So there's a virtual world with a bunch of chaos and craziness going on. But it seems like it's a real personal story about just this guy and this girl. But there we go. Summer Wars, 2 versions. We've also got Harbin coming out from Well Go USA, which is, I think, another Japanese movie. Look at this. A true story of sacrifice and freedom. Actually, no. Is that Korean? Is that maybe Korean? I don't know. I don't know what it's listed as, but yeah, there it is. It's Korean. Look at me. I can recognize Korean names at this point. I'm getting a little better at this. So a Korean film called Harbin. We've also got Liza, another documentary, a truly terrific, absolutely true story on Blu-ray from 2024. A documentary about Liza Minnelli by Bruce David Klein. That one looks like a little bit more of a legitimate documentary than the last one, and it's being put out by Kino Lorber. So there we go. That's solid. That's pretty good. And then we've got also from Kino Lorber. I can't believe it, by the way. We made it this far without talking about Kino Lorber. All the way at the end here. Kino Lorber's having a slow week, which is unusual for them. Burke and Hare. Is this like a detective duo? What's going on here? The pimps and the prostitutes and the body snatchers. The brothels and dens of iniquity. Well, that's a great sales pitch. What the world is this? Look at this, Burke and Hare. Darren Nesbitt and Glenn Edwards. This sounds crazy. 1972, a pair of enterprising street thugs provide anatomical specimens to the Edinburgh Medical College, often by robbing the graves of the recently deceased, sometimes, though, even more nefarious methods. Murder? Maybe some murder? This really threw me off because the cover art looks way earlier than 70s. It doesn't look like 70s, so I was like, what's all this nudity? This can't be like a 40s movie. But no, it's a 70s movie, which makes perfect sense. 1972, Burke and Hare Blu-ray release, no 4K, just the Blu-ray. But a very intriguing film. We got Love Me from 2024. We got Into the Deep from 2025. We got Lighthouse from 1947, a Film Masters release, another little tiny label that we haven't talked about in a while. Film Masters puts out some really if you want some classics, go to Film Masters, putting out some really old stuff. There's a Tarzan film from Film Masters, the silent Tarzan film that I really want to pick up. I noticed that this weekend. This is also from way back in the day, 1947. They're usually pretty affordable, $19.99 for that Lighthouse film. Then we've also got a Blu-ray of Harbin. Why we got 2 different versions of Harbin? Anyway, there's 2 different versions of Harbin. And then we've got Pakiza from Leo Mark Studios, which I don't think we've ever talked about. But here is looks to be an Indian film. Maybe not Indian. I don't want to assume. It's definitely from that part of the world, but yeah, look at that. Coming out from 1972, Pikiza. Another one that I have no idea what it's about, but that is the last film that's coming out this week. Let me know if you've seen any of the bottom rows there. If not, we'll transition right into Q&A and talk about anything you want to talk about movies. I mean, not anything, but something about movies and collecting and physical media. And we'll finish up the stream. We got 30 minutes left. I'm gonna go all the way up to the buzzer this time because I got nothing else to do. Usually I'm trying to shoot other videos, but I'm not doing anything tonight except for buying The Bloody Lady. Let's see what people want to talk about this evening. Baloney, how would you feel about movies in standard 4K cases that are inserted into a Steelbook slipcase? The best of both worlds. Whoa. Gotta wrap my mind around this. What, a Steelbook slipcase? What are you talking about here? What are you talking? Oh, you mean like are you talking about a? You got to explain this further. I'm befuddled here. We got a standard case that's going into a Steelbook or going into a Steelbook slipcase, because those are different things. I don't know if I'm following what you're putting down here, but I mean, I don't know. I like slipcovers more than Steelbooks. It depends. I feel like there's a spectrum. It starts with like standard case. That's the lowest. Then you go up to slipcover. Or for me, you go up to Steelbook, then you go up to slipcover, then you go up to like slipbox, then you go to hardbox, which is, I think, the most like premium version, which is why I don't like what Arrow's doing right now, because they put things in hard boxes and then they put that inside a slipcover. You don't go down. You don't go down the scale. You go up the scale. Hardbox is higher than slipcover. You don't stick a beautiful hardbox in a crappy cardboard slipcover. You're going down. Arrow, you're going back down. I don't know why they've been doing that lately. Marty, Shout Factory has, I believe, close to 1,000 titles licensed. Kino Lorber, several thousand, I would assume. Kino Lorber, yeah, I could, if there's anyone who's Kino Lorber complete, that is insane, because Kino Lorber puts out, like, this is the lowest week we've ever had for Kino Lorber, and they still put out like 3 things. Usually it's way more than that each week. Marty says, yes, it's Conan O'Brien in that mountain movie. He produced it. I love Conan, but I can't say he's the best at producing movies and TV shows. That isn't his talk show style, but that's just me. He's in that mountain movie? That looks like a Nickelodeon, like straight to VHS kind of movie. He is. There he is. He's standing right there. Yeah, that looks like a Ned Declassified film if I ever saw one. Luke SE, hey DJ, I was wondering if you have any tips of getting back into a rhythm of watching films regularly after not watching any in a long time. So you're having trouble. You're having trouble getting the films going, and you need my advice. Getting back into rhythm after watching a film. I can see that. I can see getting burnt out. I guess I would try mixing up the genres. I try to keep a good mix. There'll be a time, I'll go hard. I'll go hard on the Criterion for a while, in the boutiques. And you can get burnt out on that. Like, not every experience can be a life-changing experience, which a lot of movies from Criterion kind of are. So you gotta mix it up. That's why I've been collecting some other labels lately. I've been collecting Arrow. Arrow's good for some like, and like Vinegar Syndrome and those kind of labels. They're good for like, I don't want to say filler movies, but they're palate cleansers. You go too hard on the real intense Criterions. You gotta get a palate cleanser in there once in a while. I just watched over the weekend Tin Star. Amazing movie. So good from Arrow Video. This I watched with my parents, which I never do anymore because I don't live with my parents, in case you didn't know. I never see them, but they came up to watch the kids and hang out with the kids a little bit. We popped in the Tin Star because my dad loves Westerns, and it's one of those things I never watched Westerns with him growing up. So it's kind of like now as an adult, I can appreciate this. We were between this and an Elvis movie because he also loves Elvis movies. We almost watched Michael Curtiz's, what is it called? King Creole is the one we almost watched, but it was too long, and we didn't have a lot of time. This is a nice, breezy little Western. Wonderful. Great movie. You got Anthony Perkins as like the brand new sheriff who is no idea what he's doing, and you got Mr. Miyagi here coming in. Henry Fonda, the the best sheriff who's ever lived. Not really, but he's like an old sheriff who's retired and teaching him the ropes. And it's just, it's so good. I loved it. And this is a great release from Arrow. Really, really good movie, but light. It's light and breezy. Like I said, it's only like 80 something minutes. And you can get that. You can get a lot out of it, but it's also nice. It's like a palate cleanser. So do that. Mix it up. Go watch some, go old, go classic, go modern if you have to. And then go different levels of intensity, or there's a lot of different things. This is a good movie. This is not a good example because it's actually a really good movie. It's not like a Vincent release or something. Oh, thank you, Marius. Marius, Drive Steelbook is $30 right now for anyone interested. I'm assuming you mean on Amazon. So cool. Yeah, give a shout out for stuff that's on sale right now. I appreciate it. Speaking of sales, SLC2466, Sean, Kino Lorber's sale started, runs through April 21st. So we've got a sale going for the next 20 days from Kino Lorber. So many sales. I mean, it's insane how many sales have been going on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to partake in this one or not. I just did the Paramount sale. I just did the Criterion Flash sale. So I'm pretty much tapped. But if you want to get some Kino Lorbers, you get them for Kino Lorber is super cheap. Those sales are insane. You can get stuff for like $5. Carrie Witt, some of the digital shorts that Please Don't Destroy have done on SNL are pretty funny. Not sure a full-length feature would work. Oh, so it's like an SNL movie. Oh, that's even worse. Reviews for it weren't kind. They even mentioned as much in a short. Well, there we go. I've learned as much as I want to know about Please Don't Destroy, The Treasure of Foggy Mountain. At least I know it's a series now, and that title makes more sense with the colon in the middle of it. What else do we have? Oh, just lost the chat. Let me scroll back up. Kevin House, you also could make a double feature of inflatable sex dolls of the wasteland and blow up. I could do that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna watch that with. I don't know who I'm gonna watch that with. Grace won't watch Deaf Crocodile movies with me. She has no interest. But so I've been watching them solo. But that's cool. That's all right. It's fine. Magnitude Rev, my favorite Maru. Again, I'm butchering these. Mamoru Hosoda film is called Wolf Children, which is my single favorite animated film in the entire 2010s. Wow. Magnitude Rev is always given like really high praise. Like he's really good at coming up with his all-time favorites. I'm terrible at that, but he's always good at narrowing things down for me to finally check out. Usually Japanese stuff because that's a big blind spot for me. Sheldon didn't think the Liza documentary would get released on Blu-ray. Glad it is. We'll need to get that one. Yeah. Kino Lorber is good at throwing out stuff that you wouldn't think would get a release, especially if they're Cohen Media Group. They put out a lot of modern stuff from that. That's not one of them. That's just standard Kino, but it's cool they're putting it out. Carrie Witt, I did take advantage of the Kino Lorber sale. Got Sea of Love, Snake Eyes, Running Scared, and No Way Out, all on the cheap. Awesome, Carrie. Glad you're able to grab some of that stuff. Marty, on prices, Disney and boutique. This is going to be a long post, so it's going to be split into multiple comments. So I can't wait. High prices are simply the pendulum swinging back. Oh yes, I've heard this argument. I've heard it. Those who live in the 80s, 90s when VHS and Laserdisc titles were expensive, 50 to 100 were the average cost for new releases. Marty, even back then, most people thought owning movies was odd and renting or watching it on TV was good enough. It was only because of the DVD boom with inexpensive players and discs that changed. But that change was, I dare say, just a fad, an anomaly that will never happen again because film ownership is very much a niche thing. He just brought up a bunch of stuff, and I can't wait to hear you guys' takes on that. I agree with that, and I mean, I feel like we've known this was going this way for a while. With like, it's becoming more of a niche collector's market. It's becoming vinyl, and I'm okay with that as long as it feels like I said at the beginning, feels like a collector edition. And that's where I'm moving with my collecting. I can't buy everything anymore. It's not just money, but it's not just prices, but it's also space. Like I don't realistically want to own everything. I want to have, I want to have a very like specific collection, like a curated collection of a lot of boutique stuff. And that's why I'm starting to pull stuff and get rid of stuff and make room for boutique stuff back there. I kind of want to keep this the main collection in the house, mostly boutique stuff in here. If we need to move like some of the kids' movies to my kids' room eventually, or if we need to move some of the like more standard editions to a shelf in the theater or some other part of the house, we can do that. But for my main collection, I do want to focus more on boutique stuff, and that's why I want it to be a complete experience. I want it to be a big booklet with lots of stuff. I want it to be the most supplements I can get. I want it to be the definitive version. I don't just want to have a bunch of standard editions, because I may be in the minority on this. I know a lot of people would rather go to Kino Lorber and get like 10 films for $200 or something. Or I guess that's a bad example. Like 8 or 9, 10 films for $100 instead of one film for like $70 or $80. But I've got enough stuff to watch, and I feel like we all have enough stuff to watch, and there's so much stuff back there that is going to take us years and years and years to get to. So I'm past the part of my collecting where I'm just trying to get as much as possible for as cheap as possible, and I'm focusing more on the big holistic experience. So I'll go for a more expensive thing because I know I'm going to be able to prioritize that and watch it, whereas keep doing these sales over and over and getting like 10, 20 things at a time from these sales. And I know I'm never going to get to everything. And I don't want that. I don't like that. I've already got too much stuff I haven't watched. So I'm changing gears, and I'm focusing more on more collector's editions. Marty's still got a couple notes here. We too became complacent with cheap movies during that boom. So when prices go up, we have a difficult time accepting it. So again, it's just the pendulum swinging back to the niche market it once was. I appreciate all the notes here. He also says it isn't any defense of Disney, just realities of actual costs of producing physical media and how the market has changed, and we should expect higher prices. Yeah, it still sucks though. I mean, we can expect it and still not like it, but I agree with most of that. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good little essay there. Throw that in a booklet and give it to me in a Blu-ray. Carrie Witt, the slipcase is made of steel, if I am following. Oh, okay. So we're going back to that. Yeah, I don't. That would be cool. I know the only thing I know that's similar to that is a wood slipcase. Somebody made a wood slipcover and they released it for hundreds of beavers. It was like a limited, like very limited website only exclusive. But I've seen it floating around on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace. It's like it's a fully wood, like burned in. The design is burned into the wood. It's like it goes for well over $100. So good luck trying to get that. But that's the closest I know to a steel slipcase. Kevin says Burke and Hare was historical figures. They were mentioned often in Val Lewton's The Body Snatcher with Boris Karloff. Oh, that's pretty cool. Didn't know that. Magnitude, best way to get back into watching films regularly, find a really quality trilogy that forces you to watch films back to back. That's good. That's a great idea too. You could watch a series. Get into the Mabuse, the Dr. Mabuse series, and then you got to watch all 6, and it kind of forces you back into it. Also, watch with other people. That's a great way to do it. Invite people over. I know that's not. I don't know. Some people don't like that. I enjoy it for some movies. Some movies I do like to watch by myself, though. No offense to my friends, but sometimes we just get talking and we miss things. So I can't watch like real heavy Criterion stuff. But for the fun movies, for the Arrow videos out there, invite some friends over. It's a lot of fun. Then we got Baloney. Disney classic films should be restored and expanded with lots of great bonus content. If they can do this, they could be at Criterion. They could, right? Like I would buy the classic Disney animation on 4K. They did Snow White and then they did Cinderella and they just stopped. Like Disney used to be the best at special features. Like you go back to those old Blu-rays, so many special features on there. And they would bring all the DVD special features and then they would add more for the Blu-rays. They would have like DVD special features and new special features on the Blu-rays. Do that with 4Ks. Add new stuff. I don't think they care to go back and add supplements for that stuff, but I would love if we got if we got this kind of A24 digipack treatment for the classic Disney. Again, Sing Sing, go buy it. It's great. If we got that for Disney, could absolutely do that. If they'd had like a DMC Disney Movie Club, but it was more premium, like boutique, they could make a killing. People love the classic stuff. Don't put out Mufasa for $45. Ethan, I have a huge Kino Lorber collection, but they put out more that I don't want than ones that I do want. Yeah, it's impossible to be a completionist with anything, really. Like, every time I feel like I'm going to be a completionist, I just get burnt out immediately. Like, I was going to be a completionist on the cinematograph line, and then I fell off so fast because they started putting out stuff I didn't like. I have almost all of these A24s. I'm just missing 3 of these. But then I watched this stinker last night. Ugh. Anybody see this? Terrible. I don't recommend it. Not a good movie. Me and Grace watched that last night. Ugh. 2 stars is generous. Grace gave it 2 stars. I think that's a little generous. Dylan Rogers. So yeah. Now I don't know where. Now I'm up in the air. Like, am I going to keep collecting all these A24? I probably not. I don't know, because I don't want to have a bunch of movies that I don't like. And now that A24 has all their rights back and they're like putting out everything, it's not split up anymore. There's probably going to be a good portion of those movies that I'm not a big fan of. So I don't know. I don't want to be a completist. I want to buy movies that I like. But they get you with this like exclusive packaging, and it's like part of a whole line. They know how we think. Dylan Rogers, have you watched A Woman in Paris yet? Might be my next watch. Just checked out Winchester 73 last night. Picked up both in the sale along with High Sierra and The Grifters. Speaking of Winchester 73, I got to give another shout out to this one. This is directed by Anthony Mann. Same director as Winchester 73. I think this is even better. I love Winchester 73. I love James Stewart, but this, I feel like, is great. It's so good. I need to give Winchester another watch, but I feel like on one watch for each of them, I prefer the 10-star. But Winchester is great too. They both have a scene on a mountain. He really likes his scenes on mountains. Dwayne "The Rock" Hudson. I love the 10-star. That was probably my favorite discovery of last year. Glad you liked it. Arrow Video. I got some. I don't buy a lot of Arrow Video because they put out a lot of horror stuff. They put out a lot of like B-movie stuff, which I'm not super into. But when they hit hard, man. Two of these last year. 10-star. Is this a 4? And this is a 4K, I believe. I think it was 4K. No, it's just a Blu-ray. Well, that sucks. I was hoping it was 4K. This, though, looks great anyway. And the 4K that I watched from last year from Arrow Video was the snow movie, the winter movie, the Sam Raimi movie. What is it called? A Simple Plan, right there at the top. Simple Plan, another amazing movie from last year from Arrow Video that blew me away. Wasn't even expecting it. So I had some really great, and of course they released the Conan box set last year. Arrow had a really good year last year. Carrie Witt, DJ, this is your weekly reminder to watch the great coming of age tale Summer of 42. I was in Death Valley last week, so I missed the last stream. Oh wow. Well, no worries. You can always watch it on the playback. Summer of 42, I may be watching soon because that is one of the Blu-rays that Sean is sending me via the P.O. Box. He just sent me an email over the weekend, and I gotta thank him again. I will thank you when I finally make the video, but yeah, that's coming soon. He did mention he was sending that to me. Kevin House, my local Barnes & Noble has a 40% off sale on foreign films. Not very many of them, though. Oh, that's pretty cool, though. Barnes & Noble doing cool things. Grace and I went to a Barnes & Noble that we've never been to before and shot a video. Actually, I have 2 videos shot. Me, John, and Grace went out, and then the next day, me and Grace went to a different one. We were in a whole different part of town, like an hour away from here. We stopped at a Barnes & Noble, and we found some more Paramount stuff. Actually, we found several Paramount. We each got 2 things. So Grace got 2 things. No, actually, Grace got 3 things, and I got 1 thing, which it was a really nice thing to find, though. Look at this. Speaking of James Stewart and Westerns, I finally found it. This is the 4K of The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, the premium. Look at this. I'm giving a little sneak peek. This will be in that video, but look at this. Man Who Shot. I found this in store. This is like out of print everywhere. I think it's still on Amazon, maybe, but it's out of print on BarnesandNoble.com. But they did have 1 more in store. Never been to that store. It's all the way up in Rome, Georgia, if anyone knows where that is. Really far away from me, but we happen to be in there. Well, happened to be. We actually kind of went there for this Barnes & Noble, but I found some really cool stuff. Grace found some Paramount Presents. She found a Steelbook as well. So we'll talk about that later the week. I'll get those videos edited and up for you. Another recommendation for The Wolf Children from Dylan Rogers. I gotta check out this Wolf Children. People keep mentioning it. Ethan, speaking of sex dolls movies, Lars and the Real Girl was great and surprisingly sweet. Thank you for saying that, Ethan, because I don't know why I said that like I made the movie. I'm surprisingly interested in that movie. Like, I thought it was just a dumb comedy from like the early 2000s, but I watched the trailer, and either it's a really, really good trailer or it's a really good movie, because I was tempted to add that to my list because I'm going to make an Umbrella order. I'm gonna finally order some Umbrella films with the fall, and I might add Lars and the Real Girl because it's a really cool Umbrella box set. I was on the fence though. I didn't know if it was worth $55 to get that big box set because I haven't seen the film. But if Ethan's saying Ethan is a hard nut to crack. Ethan hates everything. So if he's saying Lars and the Real Girl is worth it, then I might have to reconsider that. Let me know if you've seen Lars and the Real Girl, and if it's worth owning to watch. I could see it being like a winter movie that we go back to if it's great. I could see it being one of those. So I'm tempted to pick that one up. Thanks, Ethan, for mentioning that one. Let me know, guys. And any other Umbrella box sets that you think I should pick up, I'm finally going to make that order. There's another movie by the director of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind that just got announced for a pre-order from Umbrella that seems right up my alley. Like, seems like something I would love. So I might pick that one up as well. I don't know. This Umbrella order is getting kind of out of hand, but I promise I'm eventually going to make it. Carrie Witt, here's a take on prices, also adding how older I am. Remember my dad buying Jaws 3 on Betamax for $60. Yeah. I don't remember those days, but I've heard about those days. Things were, I mean, a VCR was like $400 or something, so I could see it. I mean, I hope we don't get to that point where like a standard Blu-ray is $60. That's really steep. Mark, I'm mad at Kino Lorber. I went to buy from the sale and saw Houseboat for $11 after I paid $17. But that didn't stop me from getting some deals. Well, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you lost $6. It's okay. It's not too bad. I just saw something on Facebook Marketplace today that was on sale for like $45, and I paid $70 for it just a couple weeks ago. So it's a very, very out of print thing. And I was like, I could have just, that's much more. So, I mean, it's just $6 for you, but man, I was annoyed when I saw that. Killer Aliens Physical Media agreed. I have recently pivoted on collecting goals, only getting hard to streams. Oh, that's a cool way to do it. Other than that, I want the best, and I do mean the best special edition as possible. I just spent $350. What did you spend it on? Tell me. Was it an M Life release, or was it like a World Cinema Library release? There's a lot of those that go for $350. Like, did you get a one-click? What'd you get? I gotta know. You gotta tell me. Oh, here it is. He did tell me. It's right here. For Magna Labs Blade Runner. Can't wait to get it. Oh, you got it's not Magna Labs. What is it? Manta Labs. I think you meant Manta Labs. Manta Labs releases are insane. I wanted the Shape of Water release. They had this incredible Shape of Water release that was like in a cage and everything. But I've never got a Manta Labs, but they look great. And you got the Blade Runner one for $350. That's crazy. I'm not there yet. It seems like you're a little ahead of me. I cannot pay $350 for one movie yet, but maybe someday, maybe. I don't know. 123 Rock Fan. Hey DJ, hope you're doing well. Glad to be on a live stream for the first time in a while. Hey, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Rock Fan. Thanks for popping in. Good to see you. Magnitude. I'm a weirdo. I prefer watching films alone for the first time than showing films I already love to my friends. You're not a weirdo. That's the same. That's the exact same for me. I love doing that. And there's movies that are perfect for showing friends because you can see their reaction. I love those kind of films. I did that with House. I've done that with a bunch of stuff. I just showed Santa Sangre to two of my best friends. Jodorowsky, one of my favorite movies. I love showing movies to friends. That's the idea. I think that's the best way to do it, is to watch it by yourself first and then show, because then they won't ruin your experience. Like if you're watching it for the first time, you want to be zoned in, you don't want to be taken out. Because not that they're going to ruin your experience, but like when you're hosting a viewing party, you want to like talk to them and engage with them, so you don't want to just be zoned into a movie the whole time. So your mind is other places. But if you watch it by yourself first, then you watch it with your friends, and you can kind of hop back and forth and see their reaction. I don't think you're weird at all. I think that's the best of both worlds. Marty, there's definitely a temptation to buy and build big collections for the sake of preservation and the love of cinema, but there definitely is a limit. I only buy what I like and curate these days. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting to. There is that. I feel like a lot of us fall into that trap of like, oh, I got to buy all this so I can preserve it for my kids or for, I don't know, the world. And you just can't do it. You can't. There's not enough space in the world, or not enough space in my house, or not enough space in my house that I'm willing to designate to movies. I guess I could say it that way. Rock Fan actually really liked Baby Girl, LOL, but I can see why some people hate it. I thought it was the most. I'm glad you liked it, but I was bored to tears. I was completely unengaged the entire time. Maybe I'll give it away. If I haven't decided if I'm going to like keep all of these A24s or not, but if I give it away, you have a chance to win it, Rock Fan, because you're the first person that told me that you like it. Dan's Den, didn't love Baby Girl, but I didn't hate it either. Dwayne The Rock Hudson, I have no loyalty to labels. I just want the titles I like. good way to think. I don't at the moment. I'll give up anything. I've given away some Criterions and stuff. Carrie Witt, I love the A24 line and have all but 3 as well, but having seen Baby Girl, I did not pick that one up. Yeah. I have all of them except for Love Lies Bleeding and Souvenir, and I saw the TV Glow. And I've heard those are all great. So there's 3 that I might be willing to pick up. But then if they start putting out more stuff down the line, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with it. Baloney, I prefer watching classic films alone because I focus on the film and zone everything and everyone out. Yeah, exactly. We're running out of time, man. We've got like 5 minutes left. We're almost done. Magnitude Rev, great question. Don't have a great answer, though. Do you have a method to your madness as to how you determine what film to watch next, DJ? For myself, I always just go off of whatever I'm in the mood for with no rhyme or reason as to the watch order. Exactly. That's exactly the same thing. I have like vague concept. Whoa, I have I have ideas. I have like plans, but I don't get to. I don't usually get to them. Like I really wanted to get into the Decalogue. I started watching through the Decalogue. I never got to the rest of the Decalogue. I wanted to watch the trilogy from Kieslowski, the Color Trilogy, and I watched 2 of those. I still haven't watched the 3rd one of that. So I have these plans, and I don't know if I usually don't ever I start them, but I don't ever get to them because I'm like you, I'm bouncing all around. Like whatever I'm in the mood for is what I watch next. So it's kind of chaos, but it works. I mean, as long as I don't get to a point where I'm like, my biggest pet peeve of all, the thing I hate the most is when I come in here. Usually me and Grace will come in here, we'll stare at the shelves for like 20 minutes, and we cannot decide what to watch. Especially, it's really hard when you have your significant other and you have to like both agree on what you have to both be in the mood for something, which is very hard because you're both different people and you're both in different moods, and it's very hard to agree on something. So it usually takes a lot of time. And that's like my least favorite. It's like when you're scrolling on Netflix forever, do the same thing in here. You're just looking at the shelves forever. I hate that. So I try to have a plan. Like I'm trying to get better about keeping like a list that I'm keeping up with. My app that I store all my movies on my phone, I can organize it by like added date. So I can see all the stuff I've bought recently. So that gives me like a better idea. Like that's why I watched Tin Star with my parents, because it was like right there at the top. I had just bought this a couple months ago. So looking at that stuff helps me out. But there's still a lot of older stuff that I got to get to. And it's really hard. I'm just bouncing all over the place usually. But I do want to get better about that, about making plans. That's why I like Christmas and October, because I know I have this like set genre of movies that I'm going to watch. I'm only going to watch Christmas movies. I'm only going to watch spooky movies in October. Like those are great. If I could keep that throughout the rest of the year, that would be great, because I'm like you. I'm all over the place with my watch list. Bailey Walsh, Lars and the Real Girl is great. I've had the DVD since high school. Seems kind of an odd title though for a big box set type thing. Yeah, look it up. It's on umbrella.com. It's this massive box set. It's made to look like the box that the sex doll comes in. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice release. I'm on the fence whether or not I want to grab it or not. Patrick Craig, I just ordered 10 Canoes from Umbrella with a couple Radiance films and Gate of Flesh 88 films via Diabolic DVD. Gonna recommend that for some Aboriginal Australian cinema. Dude, that's already in my list because of you. It's in my cart. So I have the fall. I have spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. And then I have 10 Canoes because of you, because of your recommendation. I looked into it. I watched the trailer. It seems really interesting. So those are the 3 I have. I had the Primevals in my cart, but I waited too long and it sold out. So I guess I'm not getting Primevals. But I'm thinking of adding Lars and the Real Girl. I don't know. I think 3 is enough to get the free shipping, so I might be good with just those 3, but I'm on the fence. I'm tempted. Yes, thank you, Carrie Witt. Science of Sleep is pretty good. I went to the premiere where we did a Q&A. Good times. That's the movie I was talking about that Umbrella just announced. It's for pre-order. It's like after 10 Canoes, so it's not going to be out for a while, but it looks great. It looks like something I would love. JT, definitely buy Lars and the Real Girl. It is exceptional. I purchased the Umbrella web store exclusive, and it's worth every penny. Okay, well, that's 2. That's 2 votes, maybe 3 votes if I count Ethan, for Lars. And it's early, super early Ryan Gosling. It seemed like it was a little bit more. Like, I thought it was just a comedy, but from that trailer, it seemed like an indie movie from that period. It seemed like there was a little bit more heart in it. It seemed like a family film not a family film, but a film about family. Definitely not a family film. So yeah, I'm tempted. No Borders, Umbrella Blu-rays are region free, just tested. Get The Last Wave, Eyes Without a Face, and The Raid. I want The Last Wave. If anyone has the collector's edition of Last Wave, I will pay you. I'll pay, a reasonable amount, but I will pay you. I want it. I really want The Last Wave. It's long sold out though. It sold out like beginning of last year, so I can't find it, and nobody has it on eBay. But I really want it. So if anyone has The Last Wave 4K box set and they want to sell it, hit me up, because I will pay you. And I got a PO box now. But yes, Last Wave is one I really want. Eyes Without a Face, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I have the Criterion already, so it's hard to justify paying that huge price for a film that I already have in a pretty nice boutique release. Kevin says Lars and the Real Girl years ago thought it was quite good. Okay, so even Kevin remembers seeing it and it was pretty good. Warbreyer, after last week's show, I'm down to needing only the hotspot to have every Radiance title, all UK limited editions. Wow. I got the hotspot, but that's cool. I mean, you should be able to find that one. It's not like a huge sought after one. It's a standard limited edition. I think you'll be able to find that one. Amazing collection, by the way. I don't know if you make videos, but I'd love to see a complete Radiance collection. That's amazing. That's really cool. Carrie Witt says I should pick up Love Lies Bleeding. Very good flick. Marty says, has anyone mentioned Arrow's announcement for Dark City yet? I absolutely love that movie. Someone mentioned it very early on, but we never talked about it. I'm definitely going to pick that one up. I just picked up The Crow in the Paramount sale, and then before that, I picked up his debut feature from Alex Proyas. So this is his first 3 films, and I'm kind of excited to go through that, because that's like a good stretch of 3 films. I really liked his debut, and I got Crow, so I got to get Dark City, and it's one of those big I'm a sucker for those big Arrow box sets. Talk about definitive editions, like Dark City on 4K. Arrow video looks awesome. I've heard nothing but great things about that one. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely going to pick that one up. I don't know what month it is. It's probably like a few months away. I got some time to save up for it, but Dark City, people excited about it. Warbreyer, Dark City was the first DVD I ever brought back in '98. Wow. Well, you got to I don't know if you collect Arrow. You got your hands full with Radiance, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Patrick says the Arrow Dark City looks great. I also want to get Swordfish. I like that movie, LOL. I've heard like very mixed things about Swordfish. But I'm excited about Dark City. 1, 2, 3 Rock Fan. I usually have a list of 100 classic movies on my schedule to watch, and I rarely deviate from it. Wow. Well, good for you. I know I'm insane. Yeah, that's cool. I wish I could be more. It's tough, though, when you have kids and a wife, because maybe you have kids and a wife and you're just better at it than me, but like, I'll come with this plan for these like Criterions I want to bang out, or like Deaf Crocodiles, and Grace is like, can we watch something else tonight? So we get off track. I'm not blaming her, because I also stray from the list a lot too, but it's hard to stick to it when you got a lot of people you're trying to please. Let's see. Dwayne The Rock Hudson. One thing my wife and I do is have a theme for every month. That way, if we can't decide on something, we defer to the theme. Ape Thrill starts tomorrow. That's amazing. Watching thrillers. Grace and I do that sometimes. We did that last year with Musical May, and we watched only musicals. So yeah, we should do that. We usually do in March. We watch Irish films, but we didn't get around to do it that much this month. We watched Banshees of Inisherin, which we have to watch every March, but we usually watch The Quiet Man, and we didn't get to watch The Quiet Man this year, which kills me, because I love that movie. But yeah, having a theme is great, and I would love to start doing that. Speaking of, I should give a little shout out. Oh, man, we're running out of time. I might have to go longer tonight. I'm enjoying talking to you guys. Thanks so much for the great comments and questions tonight. What was I going to say? My theme starting April 12th. Did I mention this last week? Maybe I mentioned this last week. April 12th through April 20th is Pasolini. I think I did mention this last week, so I won't talk about it too much. But I'm doing Pasolini Passover still, April 12th through April 20th. I'm gonna be watching them one a day, because it's 9 films, 9 days. I have that Pasolini box set burning a hole back there in my shelf, and I want to get through it. I bought it a few months ago, and I haven't had a chance to get into it yet. So I want to watch through all those. I'm going to be doing it with a friend of mine we're going to be doing it virtually because he lives far away, but he also has the box set. He's going to watch through it. I have word now that John is going to do it with us, because all those films are streaming on the channel on Criterion channel. So if you want to do it with us, all those films are streaming. If you want to watch a lot of Pasolini stuff from his early years, from his 60s films, 9 days of Pasolini movies in a row, that's what's going to be happening April 12th through April 20th. I'm looking forward to it. That's my theme. I'm sticking to it. That's more of a marathon, though. That's not really a theme. For a second, I thought you were calling the movie Marty Goofy, LOL. Baloney, DJ, have you considered relocating the films you watched to another room? I have not thought of that. I haven't done that. That would be an interesting way to do it. I think you actually see like a visual representation of what I need to get to. But no, I like too many of the films that I've seen I love, and I want to look at them on my shelf, especially like the nice boutique stuff. So I don't think I'll do that, but that is definitely a way to do it, to get to actually see what you have left. Magnitude Rev, I saw the TV Glow is excellent. It has a very David Lynchian vibe to it, with a lot of undertones and allegory to transgenderize without being ham-fisted with its themes. A gem. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's great. I need to finally get around to that. Carrie Witt also says Lars is awesome. Michael Smith, what were you referring to earlier about the slipcover to the substance? Some kind of special slip? A full slip. If you don't know what a full slip is, it is a premium edition, usually put out by like third-party, third-party companies from countries overseas, usually in Asian markets. You've got like Manta Labs, you've got Blue Fans, you've got We ET Collection, you've got Kimchi DVD, you've got like all these different like, and I don't know how they get away with it, honestly, because they put out like big Disney releases and all these like mainstream releases that don't seem to be connected to the actual companies. I don't know if it's like because they're different countries they can get away with it. I don't know how it works, but they release these full slips, which I've shown on, I only have like 2, but it's basically, it comes in kind of a Criterion style case like this, and then it's a booklet usually, or sometimes it's a steelbook. It could be a Criterion case or a steelbook, and they slide into a much thicker, it's not quite a hard box, but it's a slip case, and it's usually like very nice lenticular. They're like super premium printing. It'll be like no other slipcase you've ever seen. Like they're super luxury release items, and there'll usually be a full slip, and then there'll usually be 3 full slips. Same movie, different artwork, different releases, and then if you're real crazy, like someone just bought one in the chat with the Manta Labs one he talked about. But if you're really crazy, you really want to throw some money down, you can get the One Click, which is a big old hard box magnet closing crazy deluxe edition box set that has all 3 full slips in it. So I know what a lot of people do is they buy those, they buy the One Clicks, and then they sell the box by itself, and then they sell 2 of the full slips, and they just keep 1 full slip for themselves, and then they make their money back that way. I think that's what a lot of people do. I see those listed on eBay like all the time, and they're always like $100 or $350, $400 for the One Click. They go out of print like immediately, like within hours. Like it's impossible to get. I've never bought one. I've only got one like secondhand off eBay as a gift from Grace. So I'm not a big full slip One Click person. It's too expensive for me, especially because it's not usually the experience that I want. The booklet is usually just like images. There's not a lot of essays to read. There's usually maybe art cards or something, but it's more packaging than the experience. There's not usually a lot of supplements, so it's not usually my cup of tea, but they look amazing. I can't deny they look fantastic. They're really, really nice. If you look up any of those companies I just mentioned, like We ET Collection is a good one, or Blue Fans, or all of those put out those premium box sets, and that's what the Substance has. It has a premium full slip that's apparently still in print. I think the One Click's out of print, but the full slip's still in print. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but yeah, that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. Glad I could clear that up. Oh, here we go. DJ, make sure to watch the director's cut of Dark City. The theatrical spoils the movie with its own opening narration. Wow. Wow. I don't usually watch the director's cut first, but maybe I should. Nobody spoil it, though, because I'm excited to watch that one. Warbrear, DJ, what title? Why am I still going? We're well over 10 minutes past time, but I'm enjoying this. DJ, what title this month are you most looking forward to watching? Title this month? That's coming out this month? Well, I'm really excited to watch The Bloody Lady, which I just mentioned. Now I'm kind of excited to watch The Merry-Go-Round, because I just got excited about that one. coming out this month that I'm most excited about. I haven't looked ahead. I don't cheat for the show. I wait till each week to see what's coming out. But let's see. Let's see what else is coming out this week. Well, this is going to be boring. This is going to be me looking at what's coming out. I guess I'll just go with The Bloody Lady, maybe Delicatessen. Actually, that was last month, I guess. That was in March. But of what I'm, like, aware of, it's probably The Bloody Lady, since I'm going to buy that right after the stream is over. But, yeah, let me know what you guys are most excited about that's coming out this week. I know the double feature for Criterion, the 2 films by Claude Berry, I'm very excited about. That is going to be one I have to get in July, but I won't get it till July, so it's not really going to be something I can watch this month. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out from Criterion this month that I'm excited about. Also, there's a Radiance box set, which you'll be interested in, Warbear, because you buy all Radiance's stuff. They're doing a hard-boiled 3 pulp thrillers, and it'll be perfect for Ape Thrill, which someone else already mentioned. They're doing 3 thrillers in this nice little... I'll show it to you. We can break the rules here. Look at this. 3 pulp thrillers coming out from Criterion. Radiance, not Criterion. This is spine number 97, 98, 99. Radiance is almost to 100 titles already, which is crazy. I feel like they just started. But there you go. What a cool looking box set. Some little pulp thrillers. So that's exciting too. I don't know if I'll get that right away. Radiance's box sets usually stay in print for a little while. So maybe I'll hold off. I still gotta get that Dr. Mabuse box set too. So much stuff coming out. Hard to keep up with everything. I'm trying to do what I can. Stay in my little niche, I guess. Marty says a great Irish mobster film that is severely underrated is State of Grace, starring Sean Penn, Gary Oldman, Ed Harris, Robin Wright, John Turturro, and John C. Reilly. What a cast. What a great cast. Internet user says Pierre Passover Pasolini. It's perfect, right? It's great. And the fact that it lined up perfectly with 9 Days of Passover and nine films in the box set is amazing. Dwayne The Rock Hudson, you should make a list on Letterboxd for Pasolini Passover. Then once you add a review, we could all discuss the movie in the comments just tonight. Brilliant idea. That's great. And that's actually what I should do, because I want it to be kind of like a little movie club. Like a book club, but we watch a movie and we talk about it and we do 9 for 9 nights. And then we can, I'm actually even considering doing like a video at the end, like a discussion video with Connor and John, where all 3 of us get on and do just like a live stream like that, or maybe not live. I don't know. Maybe live if you guys are interested. And we can kind of do a little round table, talk about all the movies that we watched. It'd probably be long because we're going to watch a lot of movies, but if you guys are interested in that, let me know, because we're considering it. We're talking about it. Let me get to the end here. We got to wrap this up. We're about an hour and 45 minutes. This is a long show. Very long show, but let's see what people are saying. Magnitude Nova Media is another one of those crazy expensive Asian boutique labels. Yes, Nova Media also has exact same thing. I don't know why there's so many of them. I guess it's a big industry over there because there's a bunch of different ones. It's hard to keep up with all of them, but they all put out, like if you line them all up, the only difference really is the logo. Like they all put out the exact same kind of premium releases. Carrie Witt, the Substance full slips look great. There are 2 versions of art. Check Movie Room. Movie Room, that's what it's called. So you can go there. There's a lot of like third-party aggregate sites that you can get these full slips from. But yeah, they go all over the place. I remember they hit the news really big back a couple years ago, maybe last year, whenever that was, that they released WandaVision. They released a 1-click and several full slips of WandaVision with no discs, because there was no discs at the time. Now we have discs, so you can put your discs in there. But at the time, they just released like $300 or $200 like box set of no discs. It's literally just the packaging, because that's what it's for. That's why you buy full slips and 1-clicks, is because of the packaging. So they know their market. They always sell out. They're very limited. So if you love those kind of things, I have a couple. I have a couple full slips. I have one for Once, a movie that doesn't really have any nice releases. And then I got one for Across the Spider-Verse. Both of those were gifts, though, from my wife for Christmas and my birthday. So I've never like actually bought one. I did get World Cinema Library. I got the Eric Romer box set for the Tales of the 4 Seasons from World Cinema Library. That is technically a premium. I guess it is. I guess it just straight up is, but it feels very different than the other ones because they do more classic films. They do a lot more, I don't know. Explain to me why World Cinema Library feels so different. And M-Life. World Cinema Library and M-Life, for some reason, feel different than the Nova Medias and the Blue Fans. They do a lot more like Criterion kind of films. in nice box sets instead of just big Marvel movies or Disney movies and just slapping them in some nice packaging. So I really like, those are my two favorites, World Cinema Library and M Life. Check those out on eBay. You won't buy anything because they're too expensive, but they're fun to look at. Carrie Witt, yes, definitely watch the director's cut of Dark City. Okay, 2 for that. Marty also says director's cut of Dark City, skip the theatrical cut. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess I'm for sure doing that. I got 3 or 4 people that say I should do that. Wow. Warbear says he already ordered the next 3 months worth of Radiance. What? You're on top of it, man. See, so you are a completionist with Radiance. That's cool. So you got in early enough with the label. That's what I was able to do with Deaf Crocodile, because otherwise it's just, I mean, there's so much back catalog of Criterion you gotta get to. JT, make sure we get your P.O. Box address. I have 2 OOP Steelbooks I want to send your way that I think you will be very excited about. Ooh, well, I guess I don't have it in front of me right now. I guess I could grab it real quick, but I'll do a post. Definitely check the post because it'll be. I don't have any graphic or anything, so you'll have to write it down as I say it. So it probably won't be helpful to say it anyway. But I'll do a post right after this, and I'll leave it in the comments, I guess. I'm gonna start putting it in the video description from now on, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. But I just set it up this weekend, so it's very, very new. I got to get used to shouting that out. But thanks, man. I really appreciate it, JT. I'll get that to you. 123 Rock Fan, Odd Man Out is an extremely underrated crime film. I have that one on Criterion. Haven't watched it yet though, so I will hopefully get to that in November this year. We've got a couple more here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for all the conversation tonight. Went better than I even could have hoped. You guys are awesome. I love talking to you guys. This is a highlight of my week, and it used to be just to keep up with all of the new releases, but now it's talking to you guys. You guys kill it every week. I don't know if you're ever going to run out of topics to talk about, but it doesn't seem like it because you guys are killing it. Next week, I'm going to need you because it's a very, very small week. Next week, we've only got a handful of stuff coming out. Look at this. I mean, 3 rows, and some anime porn down there, which we will skip. But I mean, look at this. This is all that's coming out next week, April 8th. Very, very slim pickings, small week. So, I mean, it looks like 2 rows. There's a lot of anime on this one, too. Very small. So I'll have to come up with some kind of theme or something to talk about next week because we got nothing. We got not a lot. And even the ones that are there, I'm not super excited about. Maybe we'll just talk about the Radiance box set the whole time. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week for another. Don't let me deter you from coming in next week. Tune in because it's going to be a great show. We're going to figure it out. We're going to talk about something together. Even though there's not much stuff coming out, there's a Kamen Rider trilogy coming out. I'm seeing. So there you go. That's exciting. But anyway, it's going to be a great show next week. So don't worry. Don't worry. Stay tuned. All right, that's a good place to wrap it up. I don't want to start a new tangent. That's a good place to wrap it up. Let me get this off the screen. People are saying bye in the chat. Thanks, guys. And I'll see you all next week. What else? Anything? Nothing else to plug. I told you I got 2 videos coming out this week. We went to 2 Barnes & Noble hauls. We bought some more Paramount stuff with John and Grace. So those will be fun. A lot of people like the in-store shopping videos, so I'll try to get those edited and up as soon as possible. And I'll talk to you throughout the week. I'll do a couple posts. I'll do a couple videos. It'll be a week. So thanks again. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep collecting.